Santas, and the first Santa that they find is a Santa standing on the street corner who is out there for the Salvation Army.
Yeah, with the kettle and
Yeah, with the
everything.
kettle.
They don't
the
exactly
bell,
say it. They
and
just
everything, but we all know that
Yeah.
that's what that
He's
was.
ringing a bell. He's standing next to a kettle.
And then
All right, and welcome back to the Honey and Boo movie review. I am Boo, and today I have my lovely host, Honey. Say hello.
hi.
All right, and today's movie that we are going to be reviewing is what, Honey?
Well, in the tradition of Christmas, we picked a Christmas film.
Okay.
So, this one, a lot of people may have seen as children.
Mm-hmm.
It is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have so much to say about this one, but first, I want to hear everything that you dug up about it.
Well, it was 1964 was the year. It's an hour and 20 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
The rating is TVG, so general audience.
Okay.
And it's sci-fi fantasy.
All right. And what apps did you find about with this one?
Well, with the apps, all the apps that I find, these brilliant little nuggets, are free apps. Some of them are just movies, and then there are some of them that are free TV and movies.
Yeah.
And with this particular film, I found 6 different apps that actually have this for you to view for viewing pleasure for free.
6 of them.
6.
Okay. All right. So which ones are they?
Okay. I found this movie on Plex, FilmRise, FMC, Glued TV, that's GLEWED, Tubi, and Pluto.
Okay. All right.
Now, if you go to Plex and pull up this movie to view, there is actually a trailer available for you to view it.
That's right. That's right. When you told me that, I was like, "Oh, wow! We have to see this." Because...
And it was the only app that had a trailer.
Yes. Was there anything else that you were able to find out about?
Well, there is in the cast for this movie someone that we may have grown up and knew about and heard about, but
yes,
the current generation and our children will not know this person, and that was Pia Zadora. As a child, she played one of the cast members. This movie.
That's right. And she was kind of an icon. To be honest with you, I cannot even remember really remotely what she was famous for. I had to kind of look it up, and she was apparently in the 3rd Naked Gun movie. But I just kind of remember her as like a Cindy Crawford type. I mean,
a pretty face.
Just a pretty face. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right, but that's cool. Yeah, I do remember that was a big deal even then when I watched this movie as a kid, because they would always make note of that about Piazzadora, or however you pronounce her name. I just a quick shout out to Tom Hatton and the Family Film Festival. This was a show that I used to watch growing up in California. It was like Channel 5, KTLA. Man, Tom Hatton used to show this movie every year. Every single year. And I would make sure to watch it every single year.
See, you were fortunate enough to have that. I don't remember seeing this movie as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just barely remember a glimpse of it somewhere in my past that I remember, but this was not something that I watched every year for Christmas.
Okay. Well, okay, so let's get into it here, all right? So, I just have to say, all right, how this movie starts off is I immediately fall in love with it. All right. And it's the jingle at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, the theme song, the song that was for the movie.
Yeah, I like that, and I still enjoy it even now,
It's very reminiscent of the 60s, the type of music, the
sound. I don't know what it is, but I've always enjoyed that. So, it starts off, and I was today years old when I actually realized this, okay? Because I've seen this movie a ton of times, all right? But I just caught something today, and maybe it's because, I'm actually having to take notes and stuff this time, because I want to make sure that I hit these points that we're talking about here. But KID TV. Kid TV.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Really? I never caught that.
That one just went right over your head.
Yeah, and it starts off with the Martian kids. They're picking up Earth broadcasts, and they just have
that's the first thing there that gets me. Okay. You open the movie with Martian children watching human TV. Why?
I don't know.
That's my first question. Why?
There's a lot of whys. You have to, you have to throw that shit out the window. I'm telling you, because,
It's just like, okay, that's the unbelievable thing for me, because I really don't think that Martian children would be sitting around watching Earth TV. Because it wouldn't appeal to them very much.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, anyway, it starts off with them watching, of all things, man, they're picking up. I gotta say this. I mean, they're watching news broadcasts. I mean, really?
Yeah, they're watching the news.
That's right. There's a reason for that. I'll get to that here in a second. But anyway, in this news broadcast that they're watching is a reporter that is reporting live from the North Pole. All right. And to interview Santa at his workshop. Okay.
Yes.
And this reporter, I made a note of it to write down because the guy just seemed like a goofball, but it's, I don't know. He came across to me like the actor. He came across to me like some stand-up type of comedian or schwarmy game show host.
Okay. That's what you came up with about the news anchor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I came up with.
Okay, what did you come up with?
The news reporter actually was a very familiar face, if you really looked at it.
Well, I saw his name was David Blair, I want to say it was?
The news reporter.
Uh-huh.
The news reporter looked like the same actor that played Ralph the Doorman in The Jeffersons.
I just have to say this, okay, on the next part, because we enter into, we see Santa at his workshop. Okay?
Yes, and the reporter interviews him.
Yes. Now, I don't know who the actor was that played Santa, but he was the perfect actor for that character.
Yes, he looked like a Santa. He sounded like Santa. I mean, you really believed that he was a happy, jolly old man that just loved to deliver toys to kids around the world on this one entire night.
I mean, he had the look, he had the sound, the laugh. He had it all, man. He was Santa Claus.
Yes.
I just had to make a note of that and just shout out to that. Oh my gosh. But okay, so the other thing, then they introduced Mrs. Claus, during the report, right? And I just gotta say, man, it always makes me smile at this part because Mrs. Claus looks like my grandmother.
Well, Mrs. Claus was a little over the top.
Yeah. Yeah. That could just still be my grandmother. But
she sounded like maybe she'd been in the cooking chair.
Okay. Now, all right, we're still at the workshop. There's still, Santa's kind of showing the reporter around, and then they go to Winky. Yes. Now, I made a note of this. Good old Winky. Winky the elf, okay? Winky is a prophet. Okay? I'm telling you right now.
Mm-hmm.
The man is a prophet. And here's the reason why. Okay? One of the toys that he showed him was Winky's interpretation of a Martian. Mm-hmm. Remember that's what Santa said?
Uh-huh.
Well, damn it, wouldn't you know that this doll is like a spitting image of what we're going to see? I mean, you know.
He looks exactly
man. Exactly. Right down to the leotards and the whole bit, you know?
Yes, he does.
All right, so I just had to make a note of that. And then here comes Droppo. Okay, I wasn't sure on the name at first because
Droppo or Doppo?
No, at first it sounded like they said Doppo.
Between.
Yeah, but towards the end it was all Droppo. Okay, so Droppo.
Well,
so Droppo, or as I like to refer to him as Rob Schneider, because that's exactly who needs to play that part if they ever made a remake of this movie. Because that is Rob Schneider's part, man. He owns that role if it ever comes available.
Droppo.
Yeah, doesn't he look like Rob Schneider?
You know, I'd love to see him and Adam Sandler do this.
What? Oh yeah, that would really be good.
That
I could see that.
Him and Adam Sandler, not anybody like Will Ferrell. It would be too.
Oh man,
too over the top.
But he reminds me of Rob Schneider, man. But now, okay, we're being introduced to all the characters.
Yes.
Okay, so we meet Droppo, mm-hmm. and then Lady Momar.
Okay, that is the mom.
Yes,
Mother Martian.
Yes, Mother Martian. You know, but Lady Momar. All right, and we're also introduced to Kimar, which mm-hmm. is her husband. He's also the leader of the Martian people. Okay. All right. He is like president of the planet. All right. And I make note of this.
The man.
Yeah. I make note of this. Okay. This guy's the head guy in charge.
He's the chief alien.
Yeah. And their children, which is Momar and Gurmar, right?
Yes.
So Kimar, you know, mm-hmm. He makes a mention of that the kids haven't been eating their food pills. He had to use the sleep spray on them.
Yeah, food is in pill form.
Yeah.
Why is food in pill form?
Everything is pills, man.
Why? And why are you drugging the kids to go to sleep?
You know what's funny?
You know that is considered child abuse.
This Martian culture, right? It's freaking America right now. Everything is pills. Okay, but now, so he doesn't know what to do. He's worried and stuff for his family. And so Lady Momar, the mom, makes a suggestion that he needs to go speak with, what's his name? Chodum, right?
Yeah, he is the Martian wise man.
800 years old, if I remember right.
Yeah. He was basically, to me, he looked like a budget Gandalf.
Yes. Okay, I made a note of that too. It's like Fu Manchu, man. I mean, he's a Martian Fu Manchu.
But he looked more to me like a budget Gandalf.
Budget Gandalf.
And if you go watch the movie, you see him, you'll understand why I say that.
Yeah. I had to comment on his look too. All right. But, you know, he's, but before Chodum, you know, the wise, says his little thing, mm-hmm. we're introduced to none other than Voldar. Asshole. Oh my gosh. Okay, from the moment Voldar comes onto the screen, everything that comes out of this man's mouth is just screams of just, I am a prick.
Voldar.
Yes. Voldar. Porn stash. Martian porn stash.
Okay.
This dude, man, he
okay,
in my mind.
No, okay. And that pulls into another point here, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You called him porn stash. Okay, why does a Martian have a mustache?
I don't know.
Let alone the Martian you see later that has a full beard and mustache.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, okay, yes, I thoroughly loved Santa Claus, the actor. He was perfect casting and stuff. But he, Voldar, the actor who played Voldar, stole the movie, man. I mean, he is by far the funniest guy. That's just me, because he is such a prick throughout the entire thing, man. And he does not let up. We're introduced from Chodam, the Sectober. All right, the month of Sectober.
Sectober.
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, "Oh my, oh no, that means it's December on Earth." All right. And it's the Christmas, remember? Okay. The Christmas. Okay, and he was talking about how, Mars has no children. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Okay, that was the whole reason why Kimar went to go visit this old man, is because he's concerned about the children. All right, but then I realized when he was talking further that technically they don't have any children from the moment they're born, or
they're just the Martian that they're going to be their entire life. So they don't go through what we consider childhood.
But they also go through this learning thing. I mean, they're already plugged in from the beginning, just learning stuff, at an alarming rate. So they never get to be a child. Yeah. So basically, they come to the decision that we need Santa Claus.
Yeah, we need a Santa. The Martian wise men that they went to go see told them that needed to get a Santa Claus for the Martian children. That would be the only thing that would fix the issue with the children not eating, and not sleeping.
Yeah, yeah. And
so basically, you're endorsing kidnapping.
Yeah, basically, and I wanted to mention that because, all right, the next thing they do is they devise this plan to leave Mars.
They hop on a ship.
Yeah, this is a top secret mission, and literally, what's his name? Kimar is among them. I mean, this guy's the president of their planet, and he's going on this mission personally.
Yes, he goes on this mission personally. He does.
I mean, I can't even see our current leadership going across the street to pick us up some milk, man, let alone do something like this. This is amazing.
Okay. But here's my thing, though, is that you are the leader of the Martian people.
Mm-hmm.
You come on this mission, right? And your best idea to your solution, even though you're supposed to be smarter than Earth people.
Yeah.
Far more intelligent, technologically advanced.
Mm-hmm.
But your best plan is that you show up here and you steal this little fat jolly Earthling.
Now, they're in the spaceship now. They're all just riding along and stuff. And this is just, oh my gosh, it's cringy and it makes me laugh every damn time. The sound of the rockets or whatever, or the what they use is for landing and stuff. Uh-huh. It's this tube. It's thump. It's just so stupid sounding, man. It's so fake sounding, and I love it at the same time. All right, but they fire off this thing. All right, and then they're basically causing an international incident because they, I guess, did not turn their radar system on. What caused the problem was Droppo. He was the stowaway. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Droppo was hiding in the box where all the radar wires and things were.
Yeah, it literally says radar box.
Yes.
On it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we know exactly where to go if we want to sabotage the radar.
Okay, and after they discover that Droppo was a stowaway, they do that rocket firing again for whatever reason. I don't know, but it made me laugh. And then they go into this, I swear to you, it must have been about 5 minutes of B footage of planes and jets taking off, like the military getting organized and everything. Old footage. Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't stop. I've never noticed that before, but it just keeps going and going. I mean, a few quick clips would have gotten you to the same place, but no, they keep on going. I swear, I don't know how long it was, but it felt like 5 minutes. I'm just saying. All right. But, so, and then, for the love of God, they fire the rockets again. Okay? When they're landing. Okay? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, man. All right, so.
It should be something like their reverse thrusters doing.
Yeah.
Right?
But now we enter Billy and Betty. Okay? They enter into the scene.
The sweet little adorable Earth children.
Yeah, I mean, these kids, okay, these kids are like, if you were to think of like white bread American kids of the 1950s and 60s, these kids were spot on. Oh my gosh.
You know what they reminded me of?
What?
The little boy from Lassie.
Yes, yeah. I don't know what the kid's name was.
But I can't remember. Yeah. It's just been so long. But
Lassie.
That's what, I don't know, it kind of reminded me.
Yeah, yeah, you're right though. I mean, these kids were like,
they were so sweet. And so innocent.
Poster board America, man. That's what those kids were.
Cute.
But yes, so we meet them for the first time. Now the Martians introduce themselves, okay?
Yes.
And they're trying to get intel on Santa because on their way in they saw multiple Santa Clauses, so they didn't know which one to grab.
Yes, they were actually, before they left their ship, they decided to use whatever device this was, so they could see these Santas. And the first Santa that they find is a Santa standing on the street corner who is out there for the Salvation Army.
Yeah, with the kettle.
Yeah, with the kettle.
They don't exactly say it. They
and
just
everything, but we all know that that's what that was.
He's ringing a bell. He's standing next to a kettle.
And then he freaks out and he's like, wait, there's another.
Okay, but what I had to make a note of was that this kidnapping that the Martians did, because they grabbed the kids. Okay, you guys are coming along.
Yet again, you came to kidnap Santa, but the first thing you do is kidnap 2 Earth children.
Because they happen to know the true location of Santa Claus.
But you asked him, he told you, he said the North Pole.
Well, they didn't want to get discovered, you know.
Oh, please, you're going to get discovered.
All right, but anyway, this kidnapping makes national news. I mean, it's like... There's like major national broadcasters talking about this kidnapping.
It's more likely made world news.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Come on, it really gets to that. It's involving
Santa. So world news.
After this reporter's reporting about poor Billy and Betty, all right, we roll into the B footage again. Okay.
Rockets taking off.
More rockets taking off, more planes. Okay. And then we go into the, where, Drapo gives, the kids a tour of the spaceship, and then Voldar comes in again.
You skipped ahead.
No, Drapo gives the kids a tour.
Yes,
and Voldar.
Drapo is just as happy as could be to show them everything and tell them everything that they should not know since they're prisoners on a Martian ship.
Yeah. But Voldar comes in, and that's when you realize that there's no redeeming factors to this guy. Okay, I mean, he is just a prick every moment he just grabs the screen. I love it. Then Voldar, okay, he's actually the voice of reason, all right, in this thing, because What voice of reason? The only voice of reason seems to come from Santa. No, because he tells Kimar, the leader, he's like, hey, we got to take these kids with us, man, because we can't let them know.
If we don't, we're going to get caught.
Yeah, so
you're already caught.
He's like, good point. All right, so let's go. For whatever reason, then they talk about that they're getting to the North Pole, and they're talking Tor. You remember?
It's this robot that they have, and they can't seem to make up their mind on whether he's Tog or Torg.
Yeah. So, yeah, because Voldar is saying...
somebody calls him one name, and then somebody else calls him something else.
And then Kimar is Tor. And I'm like, okay, so which is it? But then we get into where we discover Billy is a really smart kid. Okay? Yes. All right, this kid, I mean, God love him. He's like 10 years old. And this kid, I mean, he could run circles around any 10-year-old today. I'm telling you. Okay, this kid is smart. Okay, because so what he does is he rips out the wiring in the radio box.
The radar?
Right? Yeah, he's like, come on, Betty, look, we're getting out of here. So they make their escape when, the spaceship lands so that they actually get out of the spaceship first.
Yes.
All right. So they're huffing it along, and then finally the Martians are trying to go find the actual workshop. This is when we really realize like that Kimar, the leader, and Voldar don't get along at all.
They don't like each other.
No. But we do find out one thing. Kimar, the leader, says Torg. Okay? Mm-hmm. So the robot is Torg now. All right. But
like I said, nobody can make up their mind what he's called.
Well, if he's their president, so I guess that's what it is.
He's the chief in charge.
Yeah.
So whatever he says goes.
Yeah, exactly. So so we know it's Torg now. Now the kids hide in this little cave. Mm-hmm. And
because they're out in the cold with nothing for them because it's cold.
Yeah, but of all things, we now see the worst polar bear, costume that I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it's literally a man on all fours.
This is not the Coca-Cola bear.
No, it isn't.
No,
it's
my
not
gosh. The Coca-Cola bear.
Oh, it's so funny. And then he's trying to reach into the cave and stuff and trying to get him. But, oh my gosh, it's because it's definitely, you can see that it is a guy in the suit. Now, next thing, the polar bear leaves and they're wondering why. And, well, they're asking, well, which way is north? Then Betty is the one, she's like, oh, there's the lights right there. But then they're wondering, why are the lights moving?
He's like, the lights are moving. They're coming towards us.
Yeah, and then this robot shows up on scene, and I remember you were saying, like, why are you just standing there? Because they were, like, frozen in fear or something.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. This is in the real world, the real realm possibility. If I am kidnapped, 10 years old, with my 8-year-old sister, and I've just been kidnapped by Martians, taken to the North Pole, and there is this giant metal bucket with glowing eyes walking towards me, do you think I'm still going to be standing there? No.
All right, well...
That made absolutely no sense for them to just stand there.
Yeah. But then we get to the point of, all right, Torg finds his way to the workshop, and Santa, of all things, uses his little, elf magic. He turns this killing robot into a toy. All right, essentially. I mean, he's still the same size robot and everything, but he's now not thinking of killing or kidnapping anything.
No, he's just now become a toy.
Yeah, he's just a toy. And
so much so that the aliens decide, just leave him.
Yeah. So Santa then asks, he's like, and then the Martians come in and they confirm, oh, Torg's been turned into a toy, And then Santa asks, who are you? And this is when my man Winky stands up and says, it's a Martian. Okay, Winky fulfills his prophecy.
Yes, his Martian looked just like the real thing.
Yeah, he's like, the way he says it is like, guys, I've been freaking telling you for weeks now. This is what a Martian looks like. There he is. All right, so I love that. And then they use some type of like ray gun on the elves, and they freeze, and Santa's all kind of like mourning them at first, and like, oh, what did you do? And he tells them, hey, it wears off. It's temporary. And he's like, well, okay, all right. But then they do it to Mrs. Claus because she comes out, griping and yapping and stuff. Santa said, wow, my dear, I've never heard you quiet for so long. That is so 50s, 60s, man. I love it.
Ha ha.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, because he was like, about a yappy woman.
Well, I don't think we'd be yappy women if you didn't keep doing stupid things to have us yap at you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, but so in classic 50s B-movie type sci-fi type of movies, enter in the scientist. Okay?
Dun, dun, dun.
A guy named Mr. Von Green or Professor Von Green. And he's the Einstein guy that you only see for like 2 seconds, but he's, talking about what we have to do, and he calls them, you picked up on this one. I didn't catch it at first, but then I had to write it down. He made mention of Martian monkeys.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. He said Martian monkeys. And I'm like, okay, where does that tie into this? Where did that come from?
Yeah. But then we go into more B footage, this time rockets.
Uh-huh.
And then we go into...
And that's how you know that they brought in part of the history of the 60s. It was all about getting rockets up to where? The moon.
Yeah, yeah. So then it goes into a scene with Santa joking around with the staff on the spaceship. And they're like, what the hell? He's making these people laugh. And Voldar does not disappoint, okay? Because he makes the most classic line that I've even remembered since a child watching this movie. He makes mention about how jolly and stuff he is, and bouncing around and stuff like a marshmallow. Mm-hmm. And Boldar's like, yeah, he's making Martians weak, soft and weak, like a Martian marshmallow.
A marshmallow.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I just love that part, man. But
a marshmallow.
Yeah, a marshmallow. There you go. And I just wanted to make mention of that. Now, then we go into the scene of Voldar knows that Billy is smart because he figures out
he did something to the radar.
Yeah, because they have been seen this whole time, and that's why the world fired a rocket at him. Because they were wondering, how do they see us? Do they have some type of secret technology we don't know about? But then Voldar decides to visit Santa, Billy, and Betty in their little brig. Mm-hmm. He cons them and says, oh no, I'm all happy Santa's here and stuff, So let me show you a real tour of the spaceship. All right, so he takes them to none other than what?
The infamous airlock where bit players go to die.
But yeah, so he introduces them to the airlock. Okay, now luckily
you knew if you were watching anything on space and that character got taken to the airlock, it was over.
Oh, exactly, man. So I love, what happened is Voldar locks him in, flips the switch, does the countdown, and Kimar is like, who did you put in the airlock? Because there was an alarm going and everything. And he's like, nobody now. Actually, he was like, who's in the airlock? And he's like, nobody now. And then comes in Santa, all right, with the kids.
Laughing and giggling.
Laughing their butt off, not a care in the world. And freaking Voldar just looks so dumbfounded, so defeated. Like, what the hell happened, man? Anyway,
little Santa magic, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, but the guy basically tried to, he attempted murder here.
He tried everything to eliminate the dirty earthlings.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, this is where Voldar and Kimar get into a fight on the spaceship, and eventually, though, Kimar wins and Voldar gets locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that happens. So they lock him up. He actually fainted. I remembered him. I made a note of that Voldar actually fainted when he saw like how that Santa was actually alive still.
Yeah. Simple Martian. Don't you know you can't get rid of Santa that easy?
Exactly. Now, then they show a scene of Mars. And I made a note of this because, the image that they had of Mars is like old school Mars. I mean, this is like the type of Mars and what they thought they could see from the limited telescopes we had like way back in the day. We didn't have anything that we do now.
Not what we have now that we're capable of.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting looking at how, that's how we saw Mars.
How it all started out and what we can see now compared to then.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to make a note of that, and more of those damn rockets fired off again for whatever reason. But, okay, they land on Mars. They get back home, and Voldar escapes. All right, because Droppo went in to go take him some of his food pills or whatever, and that little bastard let him go. He escapes, so he's off running away. Now, then we go back to...
don't forget, he eventually has a little sidekick with him.
Yeah, I'm going to make mention of that, definitely. Momar is welcomes everybody home and stuff. Does not question the fact that he's bringing in two stray small children, and a fat old man. She knew about Santa. Okay, this lady,
but not the two earthling children.
This lady, she was a boss, man. She knew what she was getting into. All right. She knew about Santa Claus, and she supported her man.
This is Mars. We're all crooked.
All right. But the kids, man. No. She didn't blink an eye when he brought back the kids, too.
Now, honestly, if your husband leaves and he comes back with two extra children, we have to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did you get these children from? Where is their mother?
I just had to make a note of that.
And are you their father?
But, okay, so the Mars kids, they meet Santa, all right, and little Billy sticks out his hand like, hey, how's it going, Because I'm
Martians
Mr.
know nothing about shaking hands.
Yeah, and the kid's like looking at it like, what are you trying to hand me here, But the ages of the kids are all the same, okay? Yeah. So the boys are both 10 and the girls are 8.
Yes.
All right, but those two Martian kids, they're
extremely tall.
They're tall for their age. Oh my gosh. But I just couldn't believe that. But the look on those kids' face, the Martian kids' face when Santa comes into the room. Oh my gosh.
Because they were watching Santa on TV.
Yeah. The look on her face, man. I mean, she looked terrified.
Yeah, for it seems like the first 10, 15 seconds, she looked like she was terrified of the guy that played Santa. And then within seconds, all the children go into this uncontrollable laughter.
Yeah.
Along with Santa Claus. And it's like, okay, not weird much.
And Kimar, the dad, was like, what is that noise? And, they discovered like, oh my gosh, they're laughing. They've never laughed in their lives.
So we can get from that point of view is that Martians never laughed on Mars until Santa was kidnapped and brought there.
Or they evolved beyond it, I guess. Who knows? But
Martians just didn't laugh. They had to have Santa to get it done.
Kimar makes mention to Santa. He's like, you're never going back, man. You're staying right here to help Martian kids.
We're keeping you.
Yeah. So then we finally get back to Voldar, all right? And he's in this dusty, dirty old cave with, like, the equivalent of freaking Rob, Rob Schneider. I mean, this guy's like, I didn't think you could get somebody dopier than him, but here we are. Because this guy is just like, he is like retarded. Oh, man. Okay.
His marbles are scrambled.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, I actually made the note of it. Wow. Somebody dumber than Droppo is what I noted here.
Droppo's not dumb.
All right.
He's just really good-hearted.
All right. So then I also put Slinky down because one of the guys was talking about.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I wrote that down. Uh-huh. And it was the Martian. He was talking about how he had seen this weird toy-like thing that was like made out of wire.
A metallic cylinder.
Yes, and it walked downstairs. And he talks.
They never said Slinky though.
No, he talks about stealing this thing that he describes, which happens to be a Slinky. Come on, we all know it's a Slinky. But you're a Martian, okay? You have all this knowledge and all these capabilities, and you come to Earth, and the one thing you can think of that you want to take is a Slinky.
Hell yeah.
No!
Man, I want a Slinky now. All right.
I would be more interested in the food.
Okay, so now we go to the scene where the workshop has been built for Santa. All right, this automated workshop.
They built a big a workshop on, was it in their building or was it still on the ship?
No, it's not on the ship. This was on Mars. All right.
Yeah, they built him a workshop.
But I had
state-of-the-art workshop for the time.
Yeah, of course. It's just push-button operation here.
Yeah.
All right, but I had to make a note, man. Mars has never heard of child labor laws. I mean, Santa's just sitting there pushing buttons while all the kids are like holding baskets, hauling stuff back and forth.
Free labor.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. But I thought that was funny. But Santa's just sitting there, just pushing a button. That's it. Now,
you need a union.
At the end of the day, Santa, shuts down operations for the day. All right, kids, you've done enough. All right, we'll come back and hit it bright and early tomorrow. You're going to do the same damn thing.
What were you doing? You sat here all day pressing a button.
Uh-huh. But they decide to go home because can't be late for their dinner pill, But, all right, so the kids are all going to go to bed and Santa's turning in for the night. And the Earth kids, they're all mopey and down and sad. And Kimar, who may be the leader of their planet, the smartest man alive, has the nerve to ask these kids, hey,
what's wrong? Let's see. Let's start with the kidnapping.
Yeah. You stole me, for one, you bastard. And then you fly me millions of miles away and you put me to work, at your little workshop, not for anybody but your own kids and stuff, and you have the nerve and the audacity to ask me what's wrong. You, sir, could go to hell. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I thought that was funny as hell, man. That just was like, what's wrong?
Entertain yourself.
Yeah. And then we go into the scene of Rob Schneider. He's a drug addict because he's...
No, he's not Rob Schneider. Come
okay.
on, let's get it straight.
All right. So it's not actually Rob Schneider.
No, yeah. We're not saying it's Rob Schneider.
Okay. No, but anyway, Droppo is a drug addict.
You could say Rob Schneider-esque.
Okay. But Droppo is a drug addict. All right. Because the next scene goes into him like experimenting, making these like big old sundaes or whatever, anyway, in his mind, like a chocolate banana split or something, and he's mixing all these pills together and just downing them, just having a gay old time, just tipping the bottle back.
He's not a pill addict. He's not a drug addict. He's a food addict because he's all food.
That's terrible. It's just terrible.
Food in pill form.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I put in that he fell asleep, all right, and Voldar breaks in. Yeah, good old Voldar. all right, never disappoints. And then he kidnaps...
He's always the villain. He never going to change.
But then he kidnaps Rob Schneider. Or
what? It's not Rob Schneider.
He kidnaps...
Droppo.
All right? Sorry, Rob. But he kidnaps Droppo.
He's a fan.
All right? But the reason why he kidnaps Droppo is because he was dressed up in Santa's clothing. Look, he wanted to be Santa so bad. Now, that was the other reason. He wanted to bulk up.
Yeah, he, Momar, which is the Martian mother, had made Santa an outfit. And he had tried it on. Remember? Mm-hmm. And Santa told him he would have to fatten up. He would have to bulk up, be a little bigger to be able to wear it. And that's why all the food pills.
Okay. All right. So when then they go, well, where's Droppo? Then we're introduced to the iPhone belt. Okay, because Santa tells the boy, I was talking about the kids.
The girl was Kimar.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the boy contacts his dad about this kidnapping and stuff, actually what it was the workshop was malfunctioning because Boldar sabotaged the workshop. The kid uses his belt to contact Daddy. So their version of the iPhone, I guess. That's something that Apple will probably come up with next, right? The iBelt. But
no, they'll come up with the phone.
That
is so small that it just fits in your ear. You don't need to have a pad for the numbers or anything. You just voice activated.
Yeah.
What you want and do it that way.
So Dad shows up, Kimar. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's sabotage. This is Voldar. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So Voldar shows up with a gun on Kimar and tells him we got Santa.
Yeah, this gun that ironically looks like a
Say it. I know what you're gonna say. Looks like a hairdryer.
It looks like a pumped up hairdryer.
It looked like a hairdryer, just like spray painted or something.
Yeah, they put a piece on it to make it look bigger, like this huge space gun. And painted it, so it's just like, oh god, that's a hairdryer.
But anyway, this goes back and forth and stuff. Voldar realizes he doesn't have Santa. All right, so he doesn't know who the hell he has, but Santa's in the workshop. Making the kids work their asses off is what he's doing, all right? So Voldar didn't do anything. Kimar gets the upper hand, traps them all in a closet together. Mm-hmm. Trapped in a closet. I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate there. We're not going to... We're moving on. Moving on. So, what's his name? Droppo escapes the clutches of the worst bandit gang that I've ever seen, that Voldar's little henchmen,
Yeah, so where did the intelligent part go with the alien?
I put on here, Santa is the boss, man. I mean, him and the kids, they attack Voldar.
Santa never flinches for a minute. He is happy from beginning to end.
Yeah, and, the kids attack Voldar, and Voldar, I swear this should be a thing if it never has been, the Voldar dance. Because the way that man was moving, all right, dodging the ping pong balls and everything like that.
The toys, and
just
the bubbles and water and everything else.
It was hilarious to watch how he's moving, like he's dodging stuff, but he's actually just dancing. Is the way I see it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, dancing while being hit in the head.
Yeah, so basically that's the end of it. They capture Voldar. There's Droppo comes back.
Droppo really never goes in.
Everybody's happy. They all finally, happily ever after. Okay, they say their goodbyes to Lady Momar and the family. Mm-hmm. Droppo Claus. Okay, he shows up again. fully dressed as Santa again. So he's going to become their Santa Claus. And so Kimar decides to take the kids and Santa Claus back so that they can be there in time for Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. Now, did I miss anything?
There was one Martian that their face was just really, really dark because this is a black and white film.
Yeah, that was colorized later.
Yeah, but the version we watched was black and white.
Yeah.
And his face, is darker than all the others. But then you look at some Martians and you can see their actual skin tone underneath the makeup.
Yeah.
Makeup. And then there's the other costume thing. Remember we talked about the Martian headpiece?
Oh yeah, you said it looked like a ski mask or something.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but then the more I looked at it, it looked like a baseball hat that had...
Oh, like the hard helmet type?
Yeah, the hard baseball hat that had the brim of it trimmed off maybe, and a pair of what looked like ski goggles.
Yeah.
And then what looked like a metal piping that would be like attached for like say maybe like a gas stove or something.
Yeah.
And then 2 antennas coming out of the top of it. So I was just like, yeah, you guys had a shoestring budget for special effects.
I'm telling you, man, I mean, yeah, this was meant to be a cheesy movie, but man, I mean, how far we've come from what our thoughts of what a spaceman looked like. I mean, even the term spaceman.
Yeah, and the way that we did our special effects as well. I mean, because you think about movies nowadays with special effects, they spend millions of dollars to have someone sit behind a computer and create all this stuff that they have imagined that needs to be in this scene that didn't exist and put it in, with this very intricate detail.
Yeah.
But then when you go and you watch a film like this and you see the simplicity of it, it's just like, wow, we've come a long way, as far as the technology-wise towards that.
So the ending of this movie, it ends the same way it starts, with that merry little jingle.
Yes.
All right. It dawned on me at this point, just now, once again, today years old, that what it reminded me of. All right. Now, of course, this movie came out first, but I watched them basically around the same time frames as a child. All right. Both of these movies, the other one that I'm going to mention is Meatballs. Okay. That had like kids.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Singing, and stuff at the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie. I just thought that was kind of a strange little coincidence there.
Gotta be careful there.
But, okay. But the other thing that I loved about this was it said the end, of course, and then it goes into this overlay and it shows the actor who played Santa, a full picture of like him, as Santa, ho, 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 and it said Merry Christmas.
Yes.
I loved that. You're not going to see that nowadays.
It was a very distinctive time period.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That made me smile. But if anybody who's interested with the jingle that I'm talking about, I wrote down the lyrics of it. It's actually not that long here. But I'll end us here with this. But it says, hang up that mistletoe. Soon you'll hear ho, ho, ho. On Christmas Day, you'll wake up and say, hooray for Santa Claus. And then it goes into the chorus, SantaClaus, hooray for Santa Claus, or Santa Claus. All right. So I just thought that was cool. So, honey, what do you think? How would you rate this movie on our newly founded, not funded.
Funded.
We ain't funded by anybody. But our newly founded that we decided to, on Buzz Meter.
Well, a Buzz Meter. Well, a Buzz Meter is from 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay.
Yes.
With
5 being our best, 1 being our worst.
Okay.
Okay.
So where does it lie on the Buzz Meter?
For me, I'll give it a 4 on the buzz meter. And my reason being is that there's not a whole lot of things that you can actually find wrong with this movie. Yeah. It does what it's supposed to do. It gives you a story to follow. Mm-hmm. It's about Christmas. There's turmoil, a problem, we fix it, it ends, you get the feel goods. Yeah. You get a Merry Christmas, and you walk away feeling good about it. And it's something that you can actually sit down and watch with your children. Exactly. And I've enjoyed this movie as a kid. I still enjoy it as an adult. So what's your rating on the buzz meter for you?
Well, I'm gonna go 4.5.
Oh, right. So it's 4.5 buzzes.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Buzz. It's a special movie to me because my sister and I we used to have so much fun together as kids and stuff, and I just remember times of us just glued to that TV set watching this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it is one of those movies that every year that people find, that it may be played on their local TV station that they watch every year. And why? Because they watched it as a kid and they have very fond memories of every year at Christmas watching this.
Yep. So with that said, we thank you so much for tuning in. I think we're going to end it here. Look, everybody, for our 3 listeners out there, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. And thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Listen, if you could please consider hitting that little red subscribe button on your way out today, we really would appreciate it. We will talk to you again very soon. But until then, thank you, and we will talk to you later.
Merry Christmas.